table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear quick, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raining in grain, rekindle the flame. Close as she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. You can see. Are you my paradise in paradise?
Yes, it is. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and today is Wahoo Wednesday. And of course, you know, I'm one of my favorite places to eat. I say that every time I'm somewhere, don't I? But I only have a few places that I really actually enjoy eating. And Rococo is on Western is one of my all-time favorites. It's located at 4308 Northwestern. They are open Mondays. Well, actually, let's do Sunday. Of course, if you haven't been here for brunch, you need to come for brunch. Their brunch is absolutely fantastic. And if you missed it, that's on you. I cannot believe you haven't been here for brunch on Saturday or Sunday. But they're open Sunday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And then, of course, on Fridays and Saturdays, they're open from 11 to 11 with having brunch on Saturday and Sunday mornings. And you should come. Now, I wanted to have one of the things they have today for their special on every Wednesday, on Wahoo Wednesday, is their Cajun roll, shrimp and Adeline sausage with fries and slaw. Now, their slaw is fantastic. And you know, they had this deal today. Bruce was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. Bruce Reinhardt. Anyway, Bruce was telling me they had I think it was steak tips omelet, and that really sounded good. But you know, since I'm gonna be here every Wednesday, you got to do the Cajun roll. You got to promote that since that is the lunch special. Then, of course, they do have the Nashville chicken for Wahoo Wednesday. So anyway, it's exciting. If you want some, please come by. They also, for catering and events, you can contact them at 405-534-8838. And if you've never had Bruce do a catering service for you, you are missing out. It is fantastic. Been there many, many times that I've been to places where he's catered, and they're fantastic. And then also, you know, they do have the event center there on 27th to 28th and North Penn over there, which was the original Rococo location before they moved over here. So if you want to do that, go ahead. But remember, Saturdays and Sunday brunches at 11 are fantastic. Man, you just come one time. Just come one time, and I promise you that you will not regret it, because it is fantastic. So we're going to start out with the AP Top 25. It came out yesterday afternoon while I was on the air, but I didn't get a chance to look at it. So I thought the first thing we would do is talk about that today and let everybody know who the top 25 teams are. And so anyway, I'm excited about that. Number one team is Georgia. Number two is Michigan. 3 is Alabama. 4 is Florida State. 5, Ohio State. 6, USC. 7, Penn State. 8, Washington. 9, Tennessee. 10, Notre Dame. 11, Texas. Texas basically stayed the same, and then Utah moved up after their shellacking of Florida. Oregon, number 13. LSU, number 14, after their beatdown that they took from Florida State the other day, because you can see where Florida State and them basically flip-flopped, because, the game was close the first half, and after that, it was basically over. And you know, the way that I looked at it is Florida State should have beat them worse. Should have absolutely beat them worse than what they did. But LSU still in the top 15, Kansas State in the 15th, Oregon State 16th. And it's so funny when you look at the Pac-10 teams, Pac-12 teams in here. You got USC, you got Washington, You have Utah, you have Oregon State, and you have Oregon. You have 5 of the top 15 teams that are in the Pac-12, and they're leaving. Utah, of course, coming to the Big 12, and then, of course, Oregon. But then when you look at the Big Ten and how many they have, they've got Michigan, they've got Ohio State, they've got Penn State, and I think Notre Dame will go to the Big Ten at some point. That's just kind of me, but we'll just see what happens. They have Oregon, so all those are going over there. Number 16, like I said, Oregon State. 17, North Carolina. 18, University of Oklahoma have moved up.
Hey, what's going on, Matt?
Excuse me. I was trying to sneeze is what I was trying to do. And then OU, of course, moving up after their beat down of Arkansas State, which I felt like OU really showed something. I didn't think Arkansas State was that bad. So either Arkansas State is really, really bad, or OU is going to surprise a bunch of people and be really, really good. But after seeing Arnold, I tell you what, Nathan, Jackson Arnold is the truth, dude. He is, I mean, I know it's a small sample size and he can only play 4 games, but dude, he throws the ball good. His feet are unbelievable, and he reminds, not quite as good as Caleb Williams, but he reminds me a lot of him. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I really liked it, and I think it's probably somewhere in the middle of that. I think Arkansas State's pretty bad, but OU's probably not as good as they looked.
Well, they should see. They got a good test this weekend against SMU, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I heard some more stuff on SMU this morning I did not realize. I guess the quarterback is former 5-star recruit.
Yes.
5-star recruit from where was he from? I forgot. Preston Stone is his name, but I forget where he went and then transferred. But yeah, and then apparently, they have a bunch of transfer guys that are supposedly pretty good.
Wait a minute, their coach didn't get abused because he had guys transferring in. Wait, what? Are you sure? Are you serious? There was no abuse for guys transferring into SMU? Oh my God, can't believe that. What a shocker.
Right?
Yeah, Wisconsin is number 19. Ole Miss jumping in there at 20. And, of course, 21 Duke after their impressive win, which they beat up on Clemson. Now, Clemson did kick themselves in the foot with an interception, no doubt, but Duke, they beat them. Okay, I mean, I watched the game. They beat them. It wasn't like it was a fluke or whatever. Duke punched them in the mouth, and I just think ever since Dabo Swinney made the comment that he made a few years ago in COVID, it has really affected their program. I think they're not getting as many recruits as they were before, and I'm sure Venables leaving did not help either. You know what I'm saying? Him leaving and coming to the University of Oklahoma did not help them at all. But since he made those comments, he's not getting quite the number of players that he was before, because people take receipts and people know when that dark side of your true thinking comes out, people pay attention. Colorado in at number 22. I don't necessarily think that they should be ranked that high yet. I think if they beat Nebraska, then by all means put them in. I don't know if that – I mean, to me, that's one of two things. That's them trying to set Colorado up for defeat this weekend, blowing their heads up, or it's a legitimate check mark on how good their team is. I mean, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we're going to find out Colorado's probably better than we think they are. Well,
Yeah.
I say we think they are.
Well, skill position.
I don't know.
Go ahead, Nathan. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I honestly think if they don't blow out Nebraska, then that's probably kind of a disappointment, because TCU is a way better opponent than Nebraska is.
Oh, you're gonna
Maybe
get in
not
trouble.
blow
You're
out.
gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in trouble with Cornhusker Drew saying stuff like that, man.
Am I wrong, though? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Don't you think TCU is a better opponent than Nebraska?
I wasn't high on TCU. I believe last year, and I said on the show last year, that to me TCU got lucky They had one guy that hurt every quarterback. OU's quarterback, OSU's quarterback. They got lucky to beat OSU. Got lucky to beat was it Baylor? Who did they barely beat? And when he missed the field goal, was that Baylor? It was Baylor, wasn't it? I think it was Baylor.
I think so.
So they got
Yeah, I
lucky.
think so.
They got lucky to win the games that they had. That's kind of the one reason I am with the Vikings this year. You win. They won, 12 games by one score last year. How many times is Josh Allen going to fumble on the goal line to give you a touchdown? I mean, when stuff goes your way, it goes your way. So I did not, you looked at Michigan. What they have, 4 interceptions and 2 pick sixes or something and barely beat Michigan. And they got against Georgia and got exposed. So...
Well, I mean, everybody is going to get exposed against Georgia.
Well, but what I'm
Maybe
saying
not-
is,
maybe not by 60 points.
well, what I'm saying is, Michigan not had 15,000 turnovers, not had the pick sixes, and you know what I'm saying? I think TCU is destined to be where they were. Do I think they were one of the 4 best teams in the country? I did not. I thought Alabama was better than them. That's just me. Okay. So what I'm basically saying is, Nebraska to me. Losing that game against Minnesota, again, another blown lead. What is that? 16 blown leads in the last 3 years or something stupid that they've lost in the last many games they should have won. So I don't know if they're snake bitten or what, but I just don't think Nebraska is as good as everybody says they are. But I think that the rivalry between them and Colorado, and I don't know if you heard the guys talking about that. I think the Colorado guys, they didn't. They're like, okay, yeah, this is a rivalry, but like Deion said, everybody has rivalries. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody talks about how is OU, OSU a rivalry when OU is beating OSU. Something ridiculous. What is it? I don't even know what the number, but what is it? Something just stupid. The amount of victories between one school and the other. You know what I'm saying? It's 80 or 90 wins separate them two from. It's something stupid. So to me, it's still a rivalry because it's in state and the two schools don't like each other. And OU doesn't blow out OSU every time. You know what I'm saying? There's games that.
Yeah, just to clarify, it's 91-19-1.
Yeah. Well, okay, so 80 wins, whatever it was. I'm saying it's something stupid, okay? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, is it a rivalry? Yes, because of the simple fact that if OU doesn't show up to play, they will get beat by Oklahoma State. And then there's times that Oklahoma State should have won, and coaching kept them back. Texas A&M.
I have to hand it to Oklahoma State over the last 20-something years. Instead of being, oh yeah, all we care about is beating OU. We don't care if we win any other games. And if we lose to OU, that's horrible. But as long as we have 8 to 10 wins, it's good to see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The mentality, like I said yesterday, it's just a different mentality in Stillwater than it is in Norman. It just is. And it's my school, and I played there, and I'm proud that I'm an Oklahoma State alumnus. I'm proud of all of that. But at the same time, it is what it is when it comes to the leadership's mentality. And they can get mad at me all they want to, and they can say the things all they want to. But we as players know when we're done there, they're done with you. I mean, it is what it is.
But here's the thing, too. They've made an awesome job of closing that gap. I mean,
now Gundy,
competitive level.
Now I'm not a fan of his, but I agree with you there. They did close the gap, but a lot of it is the fact that Gundy. By the way, Tulane 24, Clemson at 25 as far as the top 25. Let's just go ahead and cut out that since we're going in a different direction right now. One thing that I want to say to piggyback on what you're saying, Gundy, I'm not a fan of his, but he's done a fantastic job in taking 3 and 4 stars and coaching them up and getting them better. 100%. Okay? Because you look at the number of OSU guys that are in the league, there's a lot of OSU football players in the league, and a lot more. The ones that are in the league are pretty relevant, and they're relevant. They're not just on a team. Yeah. They're relevant.
Yeah, they are.
So he's done a great job of that, but the problem with OSU is there's no depth. It takes them 2 years to do a 3 and 4 star to turn them into a 4.5, 5 star. It takes a couple years. And when the injury bug hits them, that's when they screw up because they have no depth. Whereas OU has, if if a 5-star gets hurt, well, hell, they got a 4-star. You know what I'm saying? Coming in, whereas OSU that has a 4 3-star, if they get hurt, then you have a 3 or a 2-star. And there's a difference between a 2-star and a 5-star. There's a difference between a 3-star and a 5-star. Not as big of a difference between 2 and 5 or 2 and 4. 3 and 5, I think there's a little bit of difference there. A lot of it depends on where you went to high school. So, but overall,
I never got your opinion on something. Don't you think, and this is, again, just my opinion, in 2011, do you think if OSU would have played one of those two teams, you think they'd have won that game?
we'd have won the national title, no question.
That's exactly how I feel.
I think the reason why people argue with me, and I said, listen, the first time Alabama played a Big 12 team that had the spread offense, OU beat the brakes off them with an average quarterback.
Smoked.
Beat the brakes off of them. Okay? And Brandon Wheaton was way better than – huh? Go ahead.
With TK9, right?
Yeah. I'm just – you know what I'm saying? I mean, and you had Brandon Wheaton as quarterback. OSU would have beat the brakes off them because they're like – yeah, because this is what they said. Well, you know, they wouldn't have been able to stop Alabama. I said, Alabama, OSU was going to stop Alabama at some point. Their defense wasn't that bad. Okay?
No, it wasn't.
You don't beat the brakes off the University of Oklahoma the way you did that year. You don't. I mean, we didn't. Our games weren't close. So you don't beat the brakes off teams the way you do without some sort of defense. But the problem is they were not going to stop us. We were going to score every time we touched the football. Alabama wasn't, because Alabama was a pound and pound. So you running the ball, that's fine. When you get down there to the red zone, everything squeezes. So teams don't score as much. And I think
that one of the most boring national championship games you've ever seen.
Which is what? Oh God, LSU Alabama, it was terrible. But you know what? They had the one coach. What did he rank OSU 63rd or 50-something or whatever so that they wouldn't be in there? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it was horrible.
That was, you know, people don't have integrity. They don't. You know, it's like the guy the one voter who didn't vote Derrick Rose. Really? I mean, not Derrick Rose, but Derek Jeter into the Hall of Fame. Really? Really? I mean, come on. There's no way in the world you can say Derek Jeter's name and say first ballot. You have nothing. Now, he doesn't have the power numbers, but plays, clutch hits, leadership, what do you have, 5 rings? I mean, 4 straight. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. There's just no way. But that's what I was saying about voters. People shouldn't vote. That's why, you know, the documentary that we're going to be doing this is going to be out next year sometime. I'm already, you know, generating and talking to players and saying, okay, give me your top 10 players. Give me your top 10 players. I'm going to go talk to a couple media people, but for the most part, I'm not going to talk to them. What the hell I want to talk to you for? You didn't play. You might be mad at some guy because he went out with your ex-wife or your daughter or something. You pissed off at him. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Either you can play or you can't. So I'm excited about what we're doing there because we're going to get the legitimate players. We're going to get the legitimate guys because to me, you got to be one of one. I saw something today. When you're a top 10 all time in any sport, you're 1v1. You're one of one, right? You're one of one. Mm-hmm. Don't you agree? Like you look at Mike, you look at Matt, you look at the top basketball players. Will Chamberlain, 1 of 1. Magic, 1 of 1. LeBron, 1 of 1. Kobe, Jordan, 1A. Because you know what I'm saying? He was the problem. He didn't get the love is because he's a mirror of Michael Jordan. He was not himself. So that's the problem I have with that. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 1 of 1. So then that's the thing about Steph Curry. He's 1 of 1. Ain't nobody going to do what he does. Nobody doing what he does. Now, do I put him in my top 10? Who the hell am I going to take out to put him in there?
Yeah, nope, nobody.
You know, I'm not taking out Larry Bird. I'm not taking out Magic. I'm not taking out Michael. I'm taking out Wilt. I'm not taking out Kareem. I'm not taking out LeBron. I'm not taking out Kobe. I'm not taking out Tim Duncan. I'm not taking out Wilt. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking any of them out for him. I mean, I'm going to put him on number 11.
If you recategorize that to players' impact on the league,
well, then I'd put him in there.
Shoot up for sure.
The person who made the most impact to me is Kareem. They changed the rules of basketball for him. End of story. They ain't done that for nobody else, okay? And what people don't understand is for Steph Curry, it doesn't matter. But do you know that they moved the 3-point line in from the time I played? They
Didn't know
moved it
that.
in.
No, I did not know that.
It's closer. So now Steph Curry, it doesn't matter. Hell, they can move the 3-point line 5 feet out, and it's not going to matter for him. So but the
Right.
3-point, all that shooting, the corner is not, because the court is 50 by 94. So the corner shot is the corner shot, okay? But if you ever notice the way that the 3-point line works, it comes straight up and then it angles, so that arch from right about where the elbow to the 3-point line is, that is shorter. They shortened that arc compared to when I played. It's closer. So because they wanted what? The game to be speeder. It's faster. And so that's why they did what they did. Now, in World Cup, did you see the games today?
I did watch a little bit of the Canada-Slovenia game. I watched the second half. My goodness, man.
What'd you think?
I don't even know. Oh, dude, he's a beast, man. And I think
He's pretty good, isn't he? He's pretty good, isn't he?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Two things. Absolutely hilarious. Doncic's mouth just astounds me. Like, dude, just shut up and play the game.
Shut up and play, God. It's terrible, isn't it? Jesus.
It's awful. He's Russell Westbrook on steroids.
That's ridiculous. Shut up. I agree.
Just
Shut
get back
up.
and go to the next play. And then the second thing was, man, R.J. Barrett needs to realize he is not a superstar.
He can't.
Dude, how many times did I see him roll into the basket, miss layups, put up shots that were awful?
What did I say about Canada? Two things that they had to do is, one, when they first started, R.J. Barrett, you're not the man. And number two, corral Dort. The only game that Canada lost, Dort had 17 points. Like, he tried to go do some crossover, attack somebody to the basket. Dude, stop. Stop.
I don't know. And the best time of when he does that is when he tries to finish and he hits the bottom of the back.
Oh,
you ever seen him do that?
Yes, multiple times. It's
awful.
the commander and I will be sitting next to each other watching the game. We just look at each other. We don't say anything anymore. There's nothing to say. We just look at each other like, But the thing is this: when you look at how many points Dort is scoring now, if Oklahoma City does that, if Coach D can corral him and make him that fifth, sixth scorer, the Thunder are going to be good. But if he's averaging 14, 15, 16 a game, which means Chet's going to be averaging 10. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
which
he's
means
averaging
Josh
more
is,
than
the
Chet
numbers
for
are
the
going the numbers are going to squeeze for everybody except SGA and possibly J-Dub. They're going to do what they're going to do.
Yep.
But
if Chet is not averaging more points than Dort, we're in trouble.
we're in trouble. 100%. 100%. We're in trouble if Chet averages more than Josh and J-Dub, we're in trouble. That's my thing. He has to be the fourth scorer. But I'm just saying, people in Oklahoma City, somebody, and you're going to love this. I'm in Ned's Starlight Lounge. This is during the season. And this guy actually asked me, who did I think was better, Josh or SGA? And I just looked at him.
Seriously?
I literally looked at this guy, like you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him like, how do you want me to answer that? I mean, I didn't. I just looked at him. You know what I'm saying? I just looked at him like I don't know. I told him.
That's just stupid.
I just don't.
Yes. I agree.
I didn't know what to say. And it's so funny is a couple people at the bar next to me looked at this guy like, what are you talking, like literally like, what are you talking about? Why are you even asking that? Yeah. And I'm letting Oklahoma City fans know, do you understand how good Dort is? I mean, how good SGA is? Do we understand how lucky we are again that we have another player like that? Do we understand how lucky we are? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't really grasp it until last year, man, to be honest with you. I mean, I knew he was going to be good, but I didn't think he'd be this good.
Well, that's why I said they would win 40 games last year. because I watched them at the end of not last year but the year before those last 2 games, and I was telling my guy Mark Long over at SRB, I was like, dude, are you watching what's going on? He goes, what? I go, man, Josh and SGA, and especially SGA, has figured it out. I said he just takes over the game, and then when they double team him, they give it to Josh, and by the time they make that rotation, Josh is to the basket. And I'm like, this team right here is going to be good. And then when by the middle of the year, well, actually, in the beginning of the year, we lost a game to Milwaukee we shouldn't have. That was a dumb coach.
Yeah.
That was a coaching. That's a coach. Give me the L on the coach right there. I still to this day don't know how the hell you put Dort on Lopez.
That's stupid.
It's point whatever seconds ago. They got one shot to throw it up to the rim, and you put a 6'5" guy on a 7-footer. One of two things is going to happen. He's going to foul him, or he's going to score. I mean, what are you doing? Not to mention we have Poku in the game. We had now Poku would have been the only person tall enough to handle him, at the same height. You know what I'm saying? That would have been the only deal. Anyway. But Canada, Slovenia, SGA at the end of the game. How do you stop him? Or is he just fun to watch? Or you just enjoy watching him because he's ours?
You get out of the way and watch, man. Dude his moves. He's tough, man. And as slow as he is, he's not really slow, but it just looks like he played slow.
Yeah, it does.
And
I think he's just so smooth, I think is the word you're looking for.
Oh, man, I know. He's like Vince Young on a quarterback keeper, man.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then, of course, I watched a little bit of the Germany-Latvia game. And I'm going to say this, dude. Excuse me. I'm going to say this right now. Davis Bertans, he can shoot it, bro. I'm telling you, if he's that guy, that stretch 5 that we need, dude, he can shoot it. He can shoot it. Mm-hmm. Now, he's not going to give you rebounds. He's not going to play a lot of defense. I mean, you're going to suffer with that. But he is Mike Muscala more athletic, is what he is.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Germany.
The better he gets, the more. I'm sorry, man, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Better he gets, go ahead.
I was saying that the better he gets, the more excited I get about this year, man, because we need role players to step up this year.
Yeah, I agree.
We need further development of the core 3 or 4, and then role players to step up. And I think if he is one of those guys, it's going to be exciting, man.
Yeah, and I'm excited about us doing, we've got a little bit to go before we start into our Thunder, because somebody's like, well, when are you going to start doing After the Storm? Our Thunder deal. I was like, dude, there's nothing to talk about.
After the Storm?
I was like, there's nothing to talk about. Well, I can make up a bunch of stuff, but I don't want to get online and just talk a bunch of nonsense. Fake trades and all that. I don't want to hypothesize what the hell Sam Presti's going to do, because I've been wrong time after time after time. So I don't know what the hell Sam Presti is going to do.
Everybody in the world.
Yes, I said so. I'm not going to speculate on what he is and is not going to do. I trust his process. I trust what he's doing. And you got to go with what you're going to go with. So now, Thursday, tomorrow morning, you got Italy and Latvia going against each other at 3:43. Pretty sure I'm going to miss that. And then you got Lithuania and Slovenia going at 7:30, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to miss that because I have no desire to watch Luka fall down and cry every single call. Oh my God, dude, stop crying and freaking play.
You know how pumped I was last year during that game when it was Isaiah Joe's breakout game. You remember that game?
Yes.
Oh, just to see the look on his face every time was just awesome, man. I can't stand that.
Yeah, and then, of course, on Friday, the USA and Germany, which this game really, really scares me more than any other game because Germany had us. Okay? We had to go on that. I'm sorry, what?
Germany's good. They're good.
Well, they had us down 16 playing on a back-to-back. Okay? They played on a back-to-back. They had us down 16. And then, of course, at the end of the game, we go in the last 5 minutes, we go on a 29-5 run to put them away. But they scare me because they're playing really well. The other team, Canada, I think they got to figure it out as well. But I agree with your analysis of R.J. Barrett, and I'm gonna tell you him, and I know that the people in Houston don't necessarily want to hear this, but Dylan Brooks, bro, the fouls that he does, what are you doing?
He is Houston's version of Lou Dort.
I mean, I'm like,
Only he's
what?
an idiot.
I'm literally like, what are you doing? What are you thinking, bro? I don't get it.
Yeah,
I mean, do you?
he's been like that his whole career. I mean, his whole career he's been like that.
I mean,
He just doesn't get it.
I mean, he really doesn't. And I just sit back and I'm just going, bro, what? I'm like, bro, that's unbelievable. It really, really is. But
Hey, let me jump in here. Breaking news: 49ers Nick Bosa becomes highest paid defensive player in the NFL. 5-year, $170 million contract, 122.5 games.
okay, what does that equal out to yearly?
170. That's about
30 something?
Yeah, say 34. That's not guaranteed, but 100.
Well, 122 of it is guaranteed. So five divided. What'd you say it was? 100? How much guaranteed?
It's 122.5 guaranteed.
Okay, so the four going into 132. That's what he's making. That's what's guaranteed those first 4 years. Remember the last year of any NFL contract is just garbage.
So about 100 or about 30.
So he's making about 30 something a year, which Chris Jones asking for 31 is going to make it even tougher on the Chiefs now. But the difference is that's Nick Bosa's second contract.
Yeah, Nick Bosa's way younger.
That's what I'm saying. This is his second contract, and not his third one like Chris Jones's. So to me, there's a huge difference in that. But one of the things I talked about the other day or last week, I was wondering if both of them are waiting to see who signs first because they're both looking to be the highest paid NFL defensive player.
Both going to reset the market, right?
Yes, but Chris Jones can't reset the market because he's a defensive tackle, and he's trying to get more money. And we went over that yesterday, dude. How the hell do you expect the Chiefs to pay you $32 million? 27 is right. You're not Aaron Donald now. Did you play well for Aaron this year? Yes. You're not Aaron Donald. I mean, Aaron Donald did what you're doing on a 7-year pace or something ridiculous, and you're just now coming into your own as that. So to me, how you can even expect to be paid more than Aaron Donald, I think, and to me, on top of that, like I've said over and over and over, the Katz brothers, his agents, aren't giving him good service. There's a reason why he's your best client. There's a reason why you have no top clients. No, there is, because the whole thing is this, dude, you're in Kansas City. Do you understand how much they love the Chiefs? How much money you're going to make when you're no longer a Kansas City Chief? Like Patrick Mahomes, how much money is he going to make when he's 40, from 45 to 70? And the difference between that and Tom Brady they said, well, Tom Brady screwed up. No, he didn't. Everybody in New England knows Tom Brady did not want to leave. Okay? They're smart enough to understand what the hell's going on. Whereas Chris Jones, they're offering you the highest paid defensive tackle is 24. Or 20, really 25, but it's 24. Aaron Donald's 31. The Chiefs are offering you 27. Right in the middle. Saying, okay, you're better than these guys by $2 or $3 million, but you're not Aaron Donald. And he's saying, no, I'm better than Aaron Donald. That is just insane to me. And it doesn't matter him trying to reset the market because no other team is going to pay their defensive tackles that much because now everybody's now in their third contract. And for the Rams to do what they did for Aaron Donald, to pay him that much money, that was a reward for him for his whole 7-8 years that he played. You know what I'm saying? That third contract was like, okay, here, Aaron, we know you're not going to be that guy down the road, but look what you did for us for 8 years. And then Chris Jones, to me, it's like, dude, you've got two Super Bowls. You've got a chance to win your third. You've got a chance to be one of the best players in history. Now you're throwing all of that away for money. And on top of that, I still
Like
don't
$2
get it
million,
because you're
and you're
talking.
losing it.
Well, my thing is this: I still don't get it because it's $9 million. Well, you're sitting out, you're losing the $9 million that you're trying to
Sitting
get.
out. Yep.
I don't understand that. And then on top of that, the money you're going to make down the road when you're no longer Chris Jones, defensive tackle of the Kansas City Chiefs. Because guess what? You're going to be Chris Jones, defensive tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs forever, right?
Yep.
I don't understand the
Uh-huh.
thinking on that. I really don't. I really don't understand the thinking
I
of
mean,
that.
if he would have stayed, with Kansas City for the rest of his career, even if just in the city of Kansas City, you could have been a celebrity for the rest of your life.
Rest of your life. And like I said, the problem is you're going to be 35 out of the league. You're going to be done. And you're still a young man at 35 years old. And you're going to be king of Kansas City. You're getting them 3 Super Bowls, maybe 4. You're going to be able to you're going to make so much money, it's going to be ridiculous. Now, you're pissing all these fans off because they're like, you're trying to make money instead of being here for us. And granted, I get the money thing. But Chris, you're losing $9-10 million to get $9 million just so you can be the highest paid defensive tackle? Really? That makes 0 sense. Oh, I can afford it. Yeah, right now, but you can't afford it down the road. I don't understand his agent not giving him that advice at all. So, anyway, the question of the day is, and we're gonna go to break after we do this question of the day because our boy's not here. But the question of the day: Did Cowboys owner Jerry Jones disrespect his quarterback Dak Prescott by his comments? So I'm gonna let you stew on that a little bit.
I believe I heard it on that.
Well, go ahead.
I believe I heard the
You can look at it while I'm doing the break here. I want to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic, keeping us up and running. In fact, I've got to take my stuff into them. There's some things that I got to get redone for them, so I need to take the time at some point. We're going to have to take a day off for them to come in and do stuff because I have to take it to them. They can't remote. SRB, if you have engineering, surveying, or planning, Mark Long is the guy to talk to over there. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have any needs for any dirt and rocks to be moved. Greg and Max Nafee taking care of me as they always do in anything that I do. They support and sponsor us. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. You're too late, bro. Equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, and a sponsor for us to go out and support minority women and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or, hey, you can go into one of their 5 locations, the Wayne Bank at 401 Elm, downtown Yukon, YNB East, which is off the Parkway in 66, or 39th Street, whichever you want to look at it. YNB Mustang, which is 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, Garth Brooks Boulevard, and I-40, just south of I-40, right there. You cannot miss it on the south side of the street there. And then, of course, YNB Peoples on 23rd between MacArthur and Rockwell, the bank that I always go. And then, of course, today we are at one of my favorite restaurants. I don't know if you've ever been here, but Rococo's is delicious. 4308 Northwestern. Store hours are Sunday through Thursday from 11 to 10. And then, of course, brunch on Saturdays and Sundays at 11. If you haven't had their brunch, you're missing out. It is fantastic. And then, Fridays and Saturdays, they're open from 11 to 11. They close during the week at 10, Sunday through Thursdays. And then on Fridays and Saturdays, they are open till 11. And if you haven't had their crab cakes, bro, I can tell you this, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, back to our question of the day. What is your thoughts?
So I'm reading here. It says Jones made it clear that he's not willing to continue negotiations, but is open to getting Prescott deal done during the 2023 season.
Right.
And basically something to be along the lines of absolutely at any time. Jones made it clear that for the time he wants. Okay, basically saying he wants Dak for a long time.
But
the gist of it.
But he don't want to pay him now. Remember, next year is last year.
Yeah.
And you normally get paid now. This over the summer.
My opinion probably slanted a little bit just because I really don't like Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
And two, I really don't like Jerry Jones either. So,
Well, I sent you
I
that.
mean,
Go ahead.
I was going to say he's an amazing businessman. He's a horrible general manager.
Horrible.
Yeah.
But look at his teams. Look at how many All Pros they had. They had 9 All Pros last year. But like a lot of the players say, making All Pro don't mean a lot this year because most of those guys are reserved. So if you got picked in the very beginning, that's considered All Pro. But playing in the Pro Bowl is not the same. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I don't know, man. If it was me, take the money, man. Put it towards something else.
Well,
this is kind of how I look at it, man. And a lot of fans don't look at it like this, but man, for me, it's go for broke. You either win a championship or it's nothing.
Well,
and if you're not going to win a championship with your current roster, get rid of it and start over.
Well, defensively, yes, they've got a squad. They've got some playmakers, and they definitely have that. But my thing is this is my take of that. I think Jerry's saying, look, we have a cap hit of $61 million next year with that. Okay? So
Stupid.
this is the thing. This team that we have, if you can't win, if you don't get to the NFC Championship game this year, which let's face it, last year they should have beat the 49ers. Okay? They should have beat the 49ers because when Pollard goes down, it becomes completely on Dak's shoulders, and Dak clearly cannot carry the team by himself. That is, I don't know how much evidence we need of that, but that's how it is. So I think Jerry is basically, I don't think he's disrespecting Dak, but he's basically saying, okay, this year we're going to see what you're going to do. Because remember, he got rid of what? He got rid of Jason Garrett, who was his offensive coordinator / head coach, even though Kellen Moore was offensive coordinator, still Jason Garrett was. Then you get rid of Kellen Moore, and you're basically saying, okay, now what we're going to do is, okay, now we're going to see if you can coach and be the offensive coordinator and help Dak out. And I think the coach and Dak's future are tied together. I think if Dak comes out and lays an egg, I mean, because remember, he led the league in interceptions, and he missed 5 games, which they went 4-1 in. And I think that the way the Cowboys are looking at it is let's do the same way the 49ers are. We've got a great defensive unit. We've got some skilled players. Let's get us a quarterback who's not going to lose the game for us. And that's the way the 49ers are doing it.
Good game manager.
Game manager.
Good game manager.
Don't beat us by throwing stupid picks. Just doing too much more than you can. Now, is Cooper Rush the answer? No. 4-1. The Cowboys, I will say Dak came in, and Dak plays well during the year. But when it comes to the playoffs, Dak he's Kirk Cousins. They are the same to me. Dak, and I don't know if Dak is more athletic than Kirk anymore now that he got his leg broke. Do you?
Yeah, no, I don't.
I mean, I really don't. I don't know if he's, I don't know if Dak is. I don't know if Dak is. I mean, he's better than Kirk Cousins. I mean, let's face it. But
yeah, he is.
But if you've ever put their numbers side by side, it's scary how they are almost exactly alike. Almost to the T. I mean, to the T. And neither one of them, to me, they're very good quarterbacks to win your division or whatever. It's like in the quarterback in the docuseries, Kirk Cousins puts his divisional hat up there and his T-shirt in that little thing that's, his little cubby hole that's set up for the Super Bowl. And I'm like, okay. And then you look at Mahomes' trophy area, which was extremely impressive. It was his little trophy little area. That was impressive. You know what I'm saying? 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, Player of the Year. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was his little area is pretty impressive.
It just shows you how much better he is than
everybody else.
Quarterback in there.
Well,
everybody.
And one thing too that I noticed is that they're talking about Joe Burrow, how he's going to be the MVP. Joe Burrow hasn't even. I mean, he's not and you know what? This is how I look at it. When they lost to Cincinnati the first time, I looked at that game, and Cincinnati had 3 opportunities because of holding penalties in the end zone to allow them to beat the Chiefs. Okay? The first two, gave them first downs so they could milk the clock. Okay? So they beat the Chiefs by 3 at Cincinnati. Then they come back and they beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, and Mahomes arguably had his worst. When he threw that interception, or they were on fourth down going for it, and he threw out whatever play that was, he threw to Tyreek in the flat. I'm like, Chiefs lost this game. It was his worst half in the history if he's ever had. Then last year, they're driving down and scoring them 4 straight times, and then Travis Kelce fumbles when they stripped him. They're getting ready to go score again. They would go up 10 at that point in the fourth quarter. Game over. Okay? Game's over at that point. You're not going to beat the Chiefs down 10 with 4 minutes to go. That ain't happening. Okay? So I give people, and then they talk about it and they go, oh, well, the controversial call when he got hit out of bounds. He was out of bounds. I don't know what controversial call you're talking about. Was he not out of bounds when he got hit?
He was.
I mean, I'm like, people, I'm like, y'all are, that ain't even close. That's just, how do you not call that? I said if they didn't call it, people would be griping about how they didn't call it. So, anyway, let's move on. Man, big game tomorrow.
Yeah, Thursday, tomorrow night. You talking the NFL game? I lost you, man.
Yes. Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee yesterday, and he's doubtful. And his brother talked about that it's the swelling. And to me, he hadn't missed a game since 2013. And I looked at it, I was like, does he play tomorrow? Do you play him, or do you wait and give him 10 days rest?
No. One game's not important. Risk is future.
Right.
I mean,
What do you think that helps?
When you got championship aspirations.
Do you think that helps Chris Jones' case if they lose?
Possibly, but still, I don't know. He still shouldn't cave, man. I don't think they will. I don't think they'll cave.
I don't think so either. I think that the Chiefs are locked in. They know that they've got. I think that what they're doing is Chris Jones is killing himself. If he sits out, then like I said, you're wanting $9 million. You're simply wanting to be the highest paid defensive player in history. That's what you want. The Chiefs are like, we can't give you that, because if we do, that's going to kill us on the backside to sign the other guys we need to sign. We can't do that. We will make you the highest paid player now, but you're not Aaron Donald. And then on top of that,
this reminds me of,
I'm sorry, what?
This reminds me of the Patriots and Ty Law. Remember that?
Yep.
And how did it work out for the Patriots?
Worked out pretty good.
Because you have an all-generation quarterback that'll be there for the next 15 years.
Yep. It worked out. And it's just like, to me, they got rid of Tyreek Hill because of the same thing. Look, dude, we can't pay you, so we're going to trade you. And to me, what the Chiefs are going to do, if Chris Jones sits out, he's going to lose his $10 million. Then on top of that, the Chiefs are going to franchise him next year he's going to be $10 million less. So that's $20 million that he's losing. And then they're going to trade him. To an NFC whomever team is where they're going to send him. Okay? So I just don't understand his agent's thinking. I'm like, dude, what are y'all are you? The Chiefs have, and the thing about the NFL has all the power. The players have zero power in the NFL. And every time they try to raise their head and act like they got some, they don't. Former wide receiver Mike Williams died Tuesday while working at a construction site, which was kind of sad for that. And then,
was that the guy that was at SC?
No. This is Mike Williams. He was 36. He was a decent wide receiver. Wasn't great. He finished, I believe, second to Sam Bradford in Offensive Rookie of the Year. Which I forgot Sam Bradford won the Offensive Rookie of the Year because he was hurt so much.
Yeah, I know.
He was hurt so much. Unfortunate for Sam. Defensive end Mike Nassib, NFL's first actively gay player. Since 2021 is when he came out in 2021. So says he's ready to retire he's ready for the next chapter of his life. He's retiring after basically 2 years of being gay in the locker room. And I'm sure there's tons of gay guys in sports. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna even sit here and think there aren't gay dudes in sport. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Of course there are.
Mm-hmm.
But they also understand if you come out, your money's gone. Unless you're a Chris Jones or a Mahomes or a Burrow or Herbert or something, unless you're one of those guys. But then again, on top of that, it's going to hurt you financially. By the way, did you see the Jalen Hurts commercial
Have not.
with Hulu?
Which one is it?
With Hulu. He has a
Oh,
commercial
no,
with
I
Hulu
haven't.
now. Yes, he has a commercial with Hulu, which I thought was funny. Not funny, but I thought it was good. But anyway, there's tons of players that are gay, and they all know if you come out, you're done. And he basically played, after coming out after 2021 season, he played 1 year last year, and that was it. Now he's retiring. I just don't think people, with the backlash to the LGBTQ community, I just don't think it's something that you can really do and be successful. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I tread lightly on this stuff just because, I guess I just want to throw it out. Being a white male, it's kind of hard to criticize other people, for stuff that I don't really understand, and I couldn't put myself in their place. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
It's not just for the LGBTQ. It's the racial thing, the gender thing. I can't put myself in that position. So for me to comment on it is very tough.
Well, I just meant for you to comment on what, how they would, I mean, my thing is this. I don't have a problem with someone working with someone who's gay. Okay? I mean, as long as you're doing your job and you cool and you don't ever put what you're trying to do on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. That's like somebody who's an atheist or whatever. You can be an atheist and not believe in God. That's your deal. As long as you don't try to put your beliefs on me. Okay? I don't try to put my beliefs as a Christian on you. I believe what I believe. I think what I think. And if you're different, hey, cool. That's your opinion. But I'm not going to try to change you. And I'm going to talk to you. But if you want to, your opinion is your opinion. I'm not gonna push my religion and what I think on top of you. I'm not doing that. And I don't think people should do that. If you want to be gay, be gay. If you want to be straight, be straight. If you want to be mixed, bi, be bi. Whatever. I don't care. That's just your decision. That's up to you. I don't really give a shit. Just don't ever try to come at me and try to kiss me or try to, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to bring your lifestyle on me. That's all I say. I don't care. Do whatever the hell you want. It's irrelevant to me. Just don't put your life. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to grab me and kiss me and all that. We ain't playing that. I'll punch your ass in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your hands to yourself. We good. Of course, the NFL is shifting away from traditional TV and embracing streaming, which of course now NFL Ticket is on YouTube TV. And then Jalen Hurts, of course, is becoming the face of Hulu. Now, I don't have YouTube. I have Hulu. Drew has both. Do you have either one? Or do you have Cox?
I have YouTube TV. And I have Hulu. I don't have live TV for Hulu, but I do have Hulu. And I have...
you don't have Hulu Live?
YouTube TV. No, I have YouTube TV Live, and you're going to laugh at why.
Oh, God.
Because Hulu Live does not have the NBA TV channel.
Yes, it does.
You sure?
Yeah, I watched NBA the other day.
Check that.
I watched it the other day.
NBA TV?
I watched NBA games on NBA TV.
NBA games, but not NBA TV.
Well, I don't watch
Like
NBA
TV.
I don't watch NBA TV. I could care less. I don't want to see Jerica.
Man,
I'm not a fan of hers.
That's the only channel I watch.
I'm not a fan of hers, dude, at all. And I'm just not. I just don't like the stuff that she does and the things she brings up. It's just like that lady on Good Morning or the CBS This Morning. I don't watch her at all. After the stuff that you did to Kobe and to try to make him seem the way he did, the interview she had with Lisa Leslie, after Lisa Leslie told you this is how it was, you tried to go to a different level because of what happened in Colorado. I have zero respect for that. To me, women reporters, this is how I feel about women reporters. Those of you, those women reporters who busted their butts, who went through all kinds of demeaning stuff when those athletes back in the day when women are allowed in the locker room. Guys would walk around with no clothes on, with their no towels around them, with everything hanging out all over, just to try to embarrass them. They went through all that for you. And then you're going to come in, and now that you're in the building and you're in the room, you're going to try to make something happen. And they do stuff that men reporters would never do, okay? Good ones would never do with some of the stuff they do. So I have an issue with a couple of those women that are like that. It's just like, what's her name? Jamil Hill. The stuff she was talking about Dion. Why are you bringing up race? You know what I'm saying? Why are you bringing up race? What is, yeah, there are, now, are there white people who want Dion to fail? No question. But there are a bunch of black people who want Dion to fail too.
I was going to say there's this much on the other side.
So for what you're saying out there, why are you making it about race? Why are you making it about race? There's both sides that hate him. And people are mad at him about the HBCUs. He would know, if you thought he was going to stay at an HBCU, you're out of your damn mind. He went there for the specific thing of turning it around, bringing attention to HBCUs, and then he was going to bounce. Do I think he's going to be at Colorado?
Like any other.
I don't think he's going to be at Colorado forever either. Do you, Nathan?
If he does well, he's going to be on to bigger and better things.
I think he's going to use it just like he used HBCU to move on. Now, he gets to the Big 12, and he's winning, and they're winning the Big 12 year in and year out, getting into the national championship game, then that's completely different. All right, why would you leave Colorado?
Yeah, because Colorado used to be a pretty good program.
Yeah, they did.
Back in, early 2000s?
Yeah, somebody said, I saw this thing or something that they've had one winning season in the last 17, 18 years or something stupid like that.
Oh, my God. Dan Hawkins was the worst hire.
We give some more water, Jay.
You remember that hire?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, man, look at that. Oh, my God, bro. I don't know if you can see this, Nathan.
No, I can't.
Oh, I cannot wait. We got to get off the air here in a minute. I got to get to that, man. It is a Cajun roll with shrimp and abalone sausage with fries and slaw. That's the special today. So I'm gonna be all about that on Wahoo Wednesday. That's their special.
Hey, speaking of which, and this is way off topic. You need to have. Do you like Chick-fil-A? Are you a Chick-fil-A guy?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna try this new spicy Chick-fil-A with pimento cheese on it?
No. I like the things that I eat at Chick-fil-A are those biscuits in the morning, those breakfast biscuits. That's what I eat at Chick-fil-A. At Chick-fil-A is those biscuits. Do we agree? Those biscuits at Chick-fil-A.
The best thing ever. Yes, best thing ever. Best breakfast.
Now he was just asking me about what was it, Nathan? The spicy chicken with
chicken sandwich with the pimento cheese on
with
top.
pimento cheese. Do you want that? Are you gonna try that?
No. I'm one of those guys that think that a chicken sandwich should have like a political opinion. So I'm typically not.
You're right. Right.
But every time I go there, it's always good.
Yeah, I agree. It's always good. Yeah. It's always good. So we agree on that. By the way, Nathan, guess what today is?
Mm-hmm.
The anniversary of Cal Ripken breaking Lou Gehrig's.
Breaking the streak?
Yep.
Breaking the streak. Was it 2,100 and some odd games? Something like that?
2,131. But the record is 2,632.
42?
That is the record.
Okay.
It is the record, which is pretty impressive, don't you think?
Oh, dude, that's a streak that, I don't know if it will ever be duplicated. That's a tough streak to duplicate. That's an Iron Man right there.
Yes, it is. It's a pretty impressive deal. I'm sitting here taking a picture of my food and while I'm working, so we can do it in the background.
Is that good?
Yeah, because I want to do it in the background. Yes.
Get out of here.
And then on top of that, and go ahead. Go ahead, talk.
Let me run over my power rankings and my wide receivers.
Uh,
I forgot to send them to you, but I got them. Or do you want to do that later?
Well, what we got to do is we got to do the NFL games, and then we're going to be done.
Okay. Sounds good.
Week 1, Lions and Chiefs. What do you think tomorrow? We're gonna go over it again tomorrow.
Chiefs all day.
Chiefs all day, even though they don't have Chris Jones, and now they're probably not going to have Travis Kelce.
The Mahomes factor, man. The Mahomes factor. Doesn't matter who's out there. He's going to throw it to him.
Well, what it also is going to do is going to help all the other guys, too. You know what I'm saying? It's going to give everybody else a chance to step up.
I mean, as good as some, there are levels to players in the NFL, but they're still professionals. So they got there for a reason. And if with Patrick Mahomes on the field, all you got to do is catch the thing.
Do you think that with Chris Jones gone, if the Chiefs go 7-1, 6-0, or 8-0 by the time he comes back, or do you think that's going to solidify his legacy?
Mahomes. Think they'd be more off if they're 8-0 to trade him? Don't you think they'd be more off? Oh, you're talking about Mahomes? Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I think you're right. I just said
if they're 8-0, they don't have Chris Jones. Get rid of that guy, man. Let's trade.
Well, they're not going to trade him. I think they're going to keep him. He's going to come back, be pissed off, dominate.
You want that distraction, man?
Well, the problem is the distraction. See, now if I'm the Chiefs, if I'm Andy Reid, I go, listen. We will no more questions about Chris Jones to any of our players. What we're basically doing now is, if you want to talk about the games and what we're doing, great. When there's an update on Chris Jones, we'll let you know. Until then, no questions about Chris Jones. You know what I mean?
The Bill Belichick conference?
Yes.
Conference?
We're not talking. I mean, in other words, if you bring it up, guess what? You're going to get banned. And we're just letting you know now. No questions about Chris Jones. All this is doing it. He's a distraction to the team, and he knows it. And if the Chiefs go 1-3 because he's not there, or 1-2, because remember when they lost a couple years ago, they started out 1-3. Did you remember that? Or 1-2. They started out 1-2, and were 3-3 at one point, and then went on a ridiculous run, 9 straight, 8 straight, 10 straight, or something like that. So that's kind of how I feel about that. But anyway, Lions and Chiefs, it's down to 4.5 now after Travis. Remember it was 6. It was 6.5. Now it's 4.5. Are you still taking the Chiefs or are you taking the Lions?
I'll take the Chiefs and the points. Man.
Are you doing both? Okay. Over under 53.5. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think the Chiefs are going to score. I don't think they can stop. Without Chris Jones, I think they're going to score.
So 4.53.5. That's 28-24-ish, somewhere in there.
I think the Chiefs are going to score at least 30. I think the Chiefs are going to score. I think the Chiefs have to score at least 30. 34,
24.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, maybe, 38. They're going to have to score at least 30 points, I think, in order to win. Because they're going to give up.
Which they can.
They're going to give up points.
They can do in their sleep.
Maybe.
Yeah, they can do that in their sleep.
Without Travis? We shall see.
Again, I think Mahomes makes people look better than they probably are.
Oh, yes. There's no doubt about that. I agree 100% with that. He is. You know what? Do you think that people are at the point now where they're just kind of like LeBron and Michael, where it's just like, hey, Kareem, what's every year you give it? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like you get fatigued about them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You see, that's the thing. With Mahomes, I don't, because I like him so much. I just think, and I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm not any of this. I'm not a Texas Tech fan. I'm not a Kingsbury fan. I just think that dude is not
different.
Only a transitional or a transcendent player, but the way he altered the game, and to be a transcendent player on top of that, it would be like, to me, Steph Curry being in the top 10. You know what I mean? Like, the transitional ability of him, and then how good he is on top of it.
I just it's just still hard for me to put Steph Curry in my top 10 because I'm like, I'm not taking out Bill Russell. I'm not taking out Larry Bird. I'm not taking
No,
out Tim
no,
Duncan.
I
I'm not
agree.
taking out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I just the way he changes the game plus how good he is.
yes,
You know what I mean? Like
I agree.
and everything.
I agree. And, it's like, to me, it's amazing how they just look at things. I'm just going, dude, he does stuff that only he can do. And it's so funny is, remember when he threw that ball out of bounds and Valdez Scantling didn't go where he's supposed to go? I don't know if you remember that last week, or it was in the.
I don't know.
It was
I don't
in week.
remember that.
I want to say it was in week 2 of preseason. And then Caleb Williams does the exact same play last week. Exact same play where he's going out of bounds and he jumps and throws the ball and his receiver catches it with one hand. Exact same play. I said, okay, Caleb, so you're watching Patrick going, anything you do, I can do. Now, how do you feel? Speaking of that, this is going to be our last topic and we're going to go. What do you think about his dad saying that he may come back next year? In other words, if the wrong team,
right?
If the wrong team is the number 1 overall team, he's going to come back. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I kind of like it, to be honest with you. I kind of like it. Because there's nothing worse. Okay, so I don't like tanking NBA teams. The only thing worse than a tanking NBA team is a tanking
NFL team.
I think it's great, man. I think it's great. I don't like Caleb Williams, and I mean he's a
How
great player.
How do you not like him?
He's kind of. I just don't like. Well, I mean, a little bit.
Because you're an OU fan.
But here's the thing, though, Matt. Unlike other fans, like I didn't like Kobe. I couldn't stand Kobe, but I respected him because of how great of a player he was.
Now, what didn't you like about Kobe?
I have to like him. Well, I didn't like him because he was a Laker.
Oh.
I never have liked the Lakers. And let me rephrase that. I was a huge Shaq fan, and I didn't like the way that all played out, even though it probably was more than likely Shaq's fault. But but that doesn't take away from the fact that I recognize that he is definitely top 5 of all time.
Yes. Okay. So you're one of those people that you're like me. I can dislike you, but I can appreciate your talent. Russell Westbrook.
Oh, absolutely. Caleb Williams is amazing. He is a great quarterback.
So you don't like it because he left OU? You don't like it because he left OU? Is that what?
I think I just don't like him mainly because of how he did it. And it was, I'm not sure
how did he
if I'm going to go or not.
You knew he was gone. How was that? How
did
you not know he was gone? I don't understand.
Like he played, I did, but he played it like he wasn't going to be. Like, I still could come back. There's no
way.
I'll still give him a chance.
I didn't even listen to that.
Dude, you're gone.
I didn't even listen to that.
You're gone. I know, but he still did it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, I
They all
like
do
the way
that.
he went about it.
They all do that.
I know, but it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy.
I mean, that's why I didn't.
I didn't
listen to anything he said. He's
don't,
gone.
Don't lie about it, man. Just tell him, like, hey, I'm going with Lincoln Riley. That's USC. Sorry. Here you go. I mean, just say that.
Well, at the time, what he was doing is he was saying that because he was trying to get his other guys some money. That's what he was doing. He was doing that. He was doing that on purpose because he wanted Mario Williams and those other guys that's going with him to get NIL deals. That's what that was. That was for his boys. That was for his boys. That's why they love him.
But hey, you can't argue with, what, 500 yards and 9 touchdowns?
Yeah, but my deal is, okay, but the whole thing is, would you have done the same thing for your boys? Or would you have went, oh, yeah, I'm coming, and then your boys don't get anything? Or do you go, no, I don't know if I'm coming or not, but if I do, my boys got to get paid. So if you really want me, you got to bring them, you got to get them paid.
It's kind of like the Aaron Rodgers effect, right? I mean, like, I'm coming maybe, or I'm probably coming, but you got to sign this guy first. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I don't get emotional about stuff like that because as a former player,
I don't, but I guess it's hard for me because
it was done to your school.
I'm a loyalist.
It was done to your school.
Well, yeah, I'm a loyalist too, like, which I know in loyalty in sports kills you, as somebody else says all the time. But you know, I mean, I just feel like do the right thing, and don't beat around the bush and just tell the truth.
Well, it's like this guy was
I don't
telling me. Your show will be more successful when you talk more about OU. I go, bro, my job is to talk to educated sports fans. My job is not to talk to the masses who don't know what the hell they're talking about, who listen to anything. If you're listening to anything, I'm not your guy. If you're intelligent and you understand sports, I'm your dude because, to me, Oklahoma's need to be is more than just OU football and OSU football. There's Thunder basketball. There's there's baseball. There's a bunch of stuff going on. I'm trying to educate you as a sports fan. I know y'all you live and die with OU, and I get that, but dude, it's more to life than just OU football. It really is.
Yeah,
But that's how these guys get successful in Oklahoma because it's what they want to talk about. I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm out.
And see, that's like with the Thunder stuff. Like, I obviously am a fan, but they have players like Dort that does what he does. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, he's okay. He probably needs to work a little harder and do a little bit different. Like, no, dude. Like, you take too many shots. You suck on offense. You can't dribble worth crap. But he's a great defender and a great locker room guy.
Yep.
Long term, is that sustainable? Absolutely.
If you stay the course when it comes to that, right?
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
all right, brother. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I gotta go train kids over at Santa Fe, so I gotta try to finish my sandwich and get my butt over there. By the way, I'm sorry that I'm eating in front of everybody, but oh well.
No, I ate the whole show too, so we're good.
Yeah, but you didn't have Rococos.
No, I just had a take-home lunch. So take some home lunch.
Well, that's not as bad. Home lunch is not bad. Not bad. All right,
No,
brother.
it's not. Not if you fix it right.
No, that's true. All right, bro. Anything else you want to talk about before we go?
No, I'm good, man.
Yeah, sorry we missed our boy Ben. He's sick. He's at home sick, so he couldn't make it on today. He sent me a text that we hope our guy, High Stick Harry Ben Dillman, gets better. And I don't know where the hell I got True Hit Thorn is.
I just missed a call from Drew, so we'll see. We'll see what that's about.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you heard what I was saying about Nebraska.
Well, he's supposed to be on the air talking about it. That's the problem. So, all right, bro. Appreciate you. See you tomorrow.
All right. See you later. Bye, man.
That's my guy, Nathan Taylor from YNB. Go in and see him there at the main bank. Want to thank Bruce Reinhardt and all the guys here, Benny and everybody here at Iris, everybody for taking care of me here at Rococo today. It was fantastic. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this sandwich on Wahoo Wednesday. Come on out. Check the guys out. Food is fantastic. Service is great. And the atmosphere is even better. That being said, everybody have a